Hey guys, I'm back. Didn't want you to think that I was going to let my commitment slide here to help provide you guys some information, whatever you want. But I did want to explain that what I don't want to do is just provide endless rants and raves and not real information to you. So the one thing that I definitely am going to do is I'm going to make sure that I organize information when I present it to you so that you don't have something that I just ramble on and on and on about. So um, it's going to take me a little bit longer than the average YouTuber to put up the videos, but that's just because, like I said, I'm not going to churn 3 or 4 of these things out a day because what we want to provide is real information that you can look up yourself. Um, I just happen to know some of it, and I'll lead you in the right direction. So let me know if you have any questions, any issues, anything you want to know about, anything you want to learn about. Give me a response on, and I'll be more than willing to try and get you the information that you need. So now, a couple things that you can do though in the interim. We'll give you some questions to think about, things you can ask people about, try and think about yourself. One, how often have you, your parents, your friends taken the family SUV off-road? Do you know that the average SUV never goes off-road? As a matter of fact, less than 1 out of 20 SUVs ever goes off-road. So I found that kind of an interesting little tidbit, and thus, why have we let the auto industry and the oil industry push us into heavier, less efficient vehicles? Now, do you know that if we had followed the trends that had resulted from the Arab oil embargo back in the 1970s, and I know some of you probably weren't around for that, we would actually have vehicles today that had 40 plus miles per gallon on an average all the way across the board, not just the super efficient electric cars and so forth and so on. So, the average gas price of a new car today, or the average gas mileage today of a new car, is 21 miles per gallon, which is about the same as it was back in the 70s when the oil embargo really hit. Now, another thing, if you live in California, try and figure out why, when California adopted their ZEV, or Zero Emissions Vehicle program back in the 90s, the auto industry actually sued the state of California, stating that it'd be the equivalent of letting the state regulate fuel economy, as if that would be a bad thing. But that is a privilege that is solely left to the federal government to do. Oh, did I forget that there actually was another party that joined that suit back in October of 2002? Yeah, it wasn't an oil company that you might think it might be. It was actually the Bush administration. They eventually dropped the lawsuit, but the program was cut so bad that it had absolutely no teeth left. That program, it's token, but it was something that wasn't difficult for the auto companies to want to do, but they didn't want to spend the money to do it. So don't think that big business is going to help you out with this one. Now, why do the gas prices soar in the summer and recede in the winter? The last couple of years, the gas prices, at least here in the U.S., have hit new highs, and I'm pretty sure that's probably true worldwide. And the reason that we keep hearing from everybody is that there's higher crude oil prices as a result of the unrest of everything that's going on in the Middle East. Now, I believe that there are probably a few other excuses thrown out there, but that seemed to be pretty much the biggest one that they always kind of focused on. Now, I've been in business for quite a while, and when you sell a commoditized product, such as oil, but memory for computers, there's a lot of other things out there that are the same type of thing. You basically raise your price to the customer in direct accordance with your new costs, okay? But your profits end up staying about the same. So your product costs you 5 more cents, you increase your price to your customer by 5 more cents. Your profit still stays the same, but everything else, stays level. Now, apparently those types of rules don't apply in the oil industry though, because for the fiscal year of 2005, now that was a year ago, their new numbers haven't come out yet, but they should be probably near the end of January. ExxonMobil actually closed with a record net income of over $36 billion. Now that's income, that's after they've paid all their expenses. Now that was up 31% from 2004. Now Remember, gas prices went up even more this past year, so I guarantee we're going to see them with even more profits once they finally state all their final numbers coming up here. Now, that equates to $1,146 per second. Now, that's one oil company. Now, their total revenue, though, was actually somewhere over $371 billion. Now, they said that their cost of product went up, and the cost of a barrel of oil is over $60. But then why did they all have record profits again? Because obviously they weren't just giving us the increase in their product cost. They were tossing a whole lot more profit on top of that, too. Now, do you know why natural gas prices soar in the winter and recede in the summer? Well, if you guess that the same answer as gasoline, you're actually right. Just remember, though, that where natural gas actually comes from. It's actually a byproduct of drilling for oil. Now, the same companies that we buy our gas from are also the same companies that profit from us heating our houses in the winter. Now, think about that and think about any other questions that you might have. But also, like I said, send me some responses. I'd like to know what you're interested in learning about. There are so many topics that I can cover for you. And so I don't want to bore you with things that you're really not all that interested in. So let me know what you are interested in, what you want to know about. Now, just some suggestions for some of those topics could be, things as simple as what is energy, which really isn't actually a simple topic, but it's easy to cover. What are the politics of oil? What are the politics of hydrogen? What new technologies are available today for us to be able to conserve energy and lower prices and the use of oil and all these other things in our economy today? What are fuel cells? How do they work? What do they do? What's the difference between an internal combustion engine, a hybrid, a pure electric, and a fuel cell vehicle? What's the difference between all those? How can we actually differentiate and know what's the best for us to go with? What are the impacts of the environments of those technologies? Where's our power going to come from in the future? Are we going to buy it from somebody, or where are we going to get it from? What books can I read to learn more about these topics? I can give you a bunch of that. And also any other topic that you want to hear the truth about. Now, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to give you the truth, and I will provide you with empirical data to back what I'm talking about. Because what I'm talking about here isn't research that I've personally done. Other people have done all this. It's all available to every one of us out there. I'm not a scientist by any means. I do work on technologies, and I do have some patents, but the truth of the matter is that I'm just like you. I want you to pursue your education in this, because I can't give you all the answers. I can try and find them for you if you're willing to ask me, but I don't know everything. And, I am more than willing to help find those answers, though, because I'm just as interested as you are, and I want to do something about this. Now, the information that I give you is not meant to confuse you, cloud the issues, or anything like that. Now, what I tell you, though, it may be hard to believe, but none of it should be difficult to understand. None of this is rocket science. Some of it may seem like it, but it's really not. I'll make it so that you can understand everything that I try and explain to you. Please, give me suggestions. I want to give you all the information that you need to help make these changes. Now, remember, everyone looking at this, you can make a difference. So, give me some responses. Let me know what you want to know about. And that's where we'll actually start with all this. Thanks.